Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes. First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Okay, listen to what he says there. These are the Charles Perry Stalker Podcast. This is Cynthia Ortiz. Do the disclaimer. I'm doing the disclaimer. It's January 6, 2023. Use allegedly. No one's been found guilty in a court of law yet. Apply the but-for legal standard. But for Mr. Perry's criminal activity directed at me. I'm the victim. He's not the victim. I'm the victim. He has his house. He has his cars. He has all his stuff. He has all his money. He lives in Lubbock. I live in Oklahoma. I'm in Oklahoma. He comes where I am and causes one injury after another harm, after another devastating loss, after another injury, after more profound loss, after more suffering, and for that, he is a deeply despised and hated man, as are his partners, Lucius, Geppetto, Calvin, who's bald and fat, Sanjay, Blankenship, Desiree, Beverly, David, Matt, Josh, and Joe. Because no one's bothering them. They're getting caught bothering me. And the guys from Houston. Who are the guys from Houston? What are they pissed off about? How much money are they going to lose? Because you lied. And you perpetrated a con, is what you did. And you got caught when you did this stuff to me. Here's what amazes me. All that time, this guy didn't just wake up one day and become a criminal. And a deviant, sick, fucked up criminal. The criminal acts that he's doing is, I'm going to make the allegations. He can either prove me out or not. Stalking, hacking, voyeurism, sexual exploitation of women and children, sex trafficking, attempted murder, murder in the first degree, assault and battery, perjury, obstruction of justice, bribery, destruction of evidence, fraud, a lot of fraud. So there's that. And the interesting thing is he's always in Oklahoma, where I am. I don't go where he is. I moved twice to get away from him. And he comes where I am and causes these profound, catastrophic losses and injuries, and for that he's deeply hated. So he gets caught when he does it to me. So how did he get away with this all that time in Lubbock? Are the people of Lubbock just that dumb that they just don't question things and they don't think things through, all of them? Because it took me moving to Lubbock to dig out that crime. It took me, I'm going to say that again so that it really sinks in. It took me moving to Lubbock from Las Vegas, Nevada, where there's a lot of organized crime, to catch his. I also grew up in the home of a lawman, Chief L.M. Hall. He is the late, former, retired chief of Roswell Police Department. My great-granddad was Captain L.G. Hall, who was the captain of detectives, Roswell Police Department. My dad is Lynn Hall, who was a cop for a very short period of time, but he was a cop nonetheless. I believe he was in forgery at Chaves County Sheriff's Department. My great-great-granddad was a Texas Marshal, a judge, and a chicken farmer in Rochester, Texas. So imagine the law enforcement I was born into and how that permeated everything. You don't put up with crime. A society is defined by what it does with the monsters among them. And that's it. That's all there is to it. How much suffering are you going to allow in your land? In America, we have laws to protect people from that kind of from crime. They're put there in pretty much the same in all 50 states, with some variations. The ones that I just listed off: Title 18 of the United States Code 1512 and 1513. It's a federal law, but there's state law in all 50 states that say the same thing. You're not allowed to witness tamper. You're not allowed to coerce. You're not allowed to try to kill people. You're not allowed to kill people. You're not allowed to steal somebody's money. If it's not your money, get your hands out of the wallet. And you need to control yourself, because everybody else can. Why can't you? You leave women alone. You leave women and children the fuck alone. You can't con people. You go to jail. You know why they made those laws? To protect people like me, victims of crime, and to remove you from society. You go to jail. We're not tolerating that conduct in this country. We're not doing it. So they made those laws, and any time that someone gets away with something for a period of time, then there's some corruption and you need to dig. Why are they getting away with it? Who are they buying? And then you get that guy too, and you throw his ass in jail right along with him. You take a bribe, that's illegal, you go to fucking jail. Period. Because if we don't maintain civilization in a way that is civilized, we have mayhem. People didn't write those laws and vote them into effect, and a governor sign off on them just because they're all bored. They meant for them to be enforced, and that's what the law enforcement part does. The lawmakers make the laws, the law enforcement officers enforce it. Now, when they're not enforcing it, you have to wonder, how much did they give you not to do it? Everybody thinks that, and if you think they don't, you're off your nut. You're off your fucking nut. I'm going to say this for the last fucking time. Everybody's sick of this. TPD. Everybody's fucking sick of it. Our guys have a bigger case. It's global. There's a whole lot of victims and a whole lot of offenders. You got 5 guys or so, although the number keeps growing in Tulsa. Why are you doing, what are you doing? You heard of law enforcement? I mean, come on. You don't pick on witnesses and victims. You don't harass witnesses and victims. You don't do it. You're abusing your power. Abuse of power is a whole nother crime. How much did he pay you? We heard he paid Sapulpa, Creek County, Tulsa County Sheriff, Rogers and Mays County Sheriff's offices, and TPD and Broken Arrow somewhere around $25 million to cover up his crime in Oklahoma, where he's been terrorizing citizens in a state where he doesn't live, people who have done nothing to him at all. He's not lost a fucking thing. And for a long time, about a decade now. I've been in Oklahoma for 9 years. 9 fucking years. I left Lubbock in November 2013, and I moved to Dallas, the Dallas area. Okay, then Mr. Perry stalked me there. There was a Fabian there. He got in the middle of the Fabian thing. Fabian was my manager at Jaguars, where I worked at a strip club. He is a manager of a strip club. Mr. Perry is a married man. His wife's name is Jacqueline Perry. He's got 2 children, Jordan and Matthew. He is a deacon at Southcrest Baptist Church and pretends like he's a Christian. And he has no fucking business calling a strip club. He has no business going in a strip club. He has no business being anywhere near a strip club. I worked in a strip club. What's he doing in there? Okay, stalking is a felony. Hacking, peeping, voyeurism, all those crimes I listed off, perjury, felony after felony after felony, causing loss after loss after loss after loss. And if you think people aren't talking, how much money, palms are being greased in Oklahoma? Why is if I did that, I'd be in jail. Why isn't he? Why is he doing that to her? Here's the thing also. when we quote you, right before that is, why is he doing that to her? What is wrong with Mr. Perry that he's putting her through this? Why is he doing that to her? And then the next thing we know, you're saying, how did she find out about that? How'd she know about that? How'd she know he got Huntington's disease? How did she know we said that? Okay, when you cause the problem and the loss and the drama and the hardship for me, the longer I'm broke, the longer Mike Neely's in jail, who is a cop you hurt deeply and badly, we get more. And when I say we get more, I mean we found out something else. Criminal activity you're trying to do, we always get it before you do it, not after. We get it pretty much every time. When you got human beings, it's going to be not completely full. I mean, it's not going to be 100. Nobody's perfect. But I think we're at about 98% of the time we get it before you do it, not after. And when you talk about it over and over and over and over, we think that's funny as fuck because we only need one to prove malicious aforethought. Just one. So, you guys do the same thing every day and you get the same results. And you expect different results, but you never get different results because you do the same thing every day. And it's pissing people the fuck off. And Mr. Perry, listen to the words I'm saying. The people that are helping me are very, very powerful. They've got more power in their pinky toe than you could dream to have. You're pissing off people with power. You don't have a Fabian puzzle. I do. You don't have a McNamara email. I do. You don't know my boss's name. But I know Lucius, Geppetto, your witch, Sanjay, your hacker. Right? All your little people. And you know not one of mine in 10 years. Not one name. Look at your results. Look at mine. Are you getting what you want? Doing what you're doing? Just caught? Every day? For a decade? Okay, when you cause somebody to start losing things that they have worked hard all their lives for, people that they have loved and been in their family all their lives, you're going to get somebody somewhere is going to fuck you up. And there's no reason to expect otherwise. There's not one reason. Because you caused a hurt unsolicited. You just went at somebody just for the hell of it. Just because you thought you're entitled. Okay, there's a whole lot of guys, Mr. Perry, that every day I wake up and I'm okay. They're glad I'm okay. They're pissed off that I'm sleeping in my car and you're trying to take that too. My car guy, by the way, when I first met him, first thing I did is the same thing I do to everybody. Here's my address confidentiality card. I have a stalker. You are absolutely prohibited by law from talking to anybody at all but me about any of my financial dealings with you, any of my business. You don't give information about my car to a stalker car guy. And he did it anyway. So he's in a little bit of a trouble right here. And he knows that, doesn't he? If not, you better tell him. You don't give people's private information out anyway. But sure as shit, not to somebody that you are just told from the get-go, I have a stalker. You keep my information confidential. You could get me killed. If you don't. You're going to cause me an injury with your mouth. So keep your mouth shut. Because I have the reasonable expectation of privacy in financial dealings with your business. You need to be professional. You need to be safe. You need to be mindful of what the laws are governing finances. And don't fucking talk to anybody about my financial status with your business but me. He was told that right from the beginning. Everyone is. You don't get to give my personal information out. And you did it anyway. And now you got a problem. You broke the law. Is it worth it now? Uh-huh. The guys that care about me... Okay, so we apply the but-for legal standard, the reasonable, prudent, individual standard. Is it reasonable and prudent to break the confidentiality and privacy laws in business? It's really not. Why would you want to do that? I understand Mr. Perry has presented forged documents. Here's the thing. You also have a legal obligation that if I'm not standing in front of you telling you I signed these documents so that if something happens to me, I go in a coma or something, I'm incapacitated in some way, because anyone can see I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself, then I'm not in a coma. I'm not in a nursing home, am I? So, unless you confirm that I signed those, perhaps it's a forgery. Don't allow my information to be given to anybody but me. It would be more, it would be more not acceptable, but I could have a little bit more stomach for it if the information he gave was to my ex-husband. Because my ex-husband has been in his office with me, paying, sometimes he would pay my car payment when Mr. Perry would make me broke. Now all of a sudden he doesn't have the money, and nobody believes that. Because my youngest son was in LA, where expenses are a lot higher than they are in Dallas, and it's two separate households. And he was not only helping Dennis for the past 3-4 years, he's helping me all this time. He's helping both of us, me and Dennis, where Dennison is a separate household with like astronomical, in LA, astronomical living expenses. Now Dennis is done with college and he's back in Dallas with his dad. Now it's one household, not two. Expenses have gone down, not up. And this, because Mr. Perry has told my family, we're trying to traffic her. So we're going to make her broke. And you're not to give her money, and you're not to help her. In fact, you're not even to talk to her. And we know that because I heard you talking on the police recording. So, but even my ex-husband does not have my authorization to get information. I think some other people that I did business with would let him pay a bill for me, but they had to have me on the other line giving my okay or standing in front of him. And I still had to okay it, even though he's paying a bill. You would think, oh yeah, it's fine to pay a bill. Nope, not always. Some people still wouldn't let him do shit without me being on the other line, like a three-way call, giving my authorization. My car guy had zero authorization from me to give anybody at all information about me or my financial dealings with them or any information on my car. Nothing. It's illegal. As is a forgery that was used to procure information they had no legal authorization to get. A forgery is a forgery. It is a fraud. So Mr. Perry obtained information about me illegally by fraud if he presented a forged document to get it. Mr. Perry and I are not married. I've not seen that marriage certificate he signed my name to. He never had my permission. He never told me about it. Police did. So, stop using it, and if he sticks that in your face, tell him I'm going to give her a copy of it, and then we'll make sure she confirms that she signed it, and watch him shit himself. Because he knows good and well I didn't sign shit. He did it without my consent, without my permission, and without my knowledge. He didn't tell me about it. He didn't ask my permission. It's not my signature. And the only reason I know about it is from police. Okay? There's that. This is Cynthia Ortiz, by the way. And it's January 6th, 2023. I think I said that already on Friday. Okay, so my friends are all very glad when I'm okay. And they fucking hate you for what you're putting me through. So we can find out information about your crime that no one else has. Like, ask Sanjay, ask Geppetto, ask Calvin, ask Blankenship and Desiree, ask Beverly, ask James and Ruben, ask all those people. Okay, so Lucius. So what we heard is that Mr. Perry paid $25 million for local cops. They put it into evidence, and he had it stolen back because he didn't get his cover up. Now, he has asked me all damn day, is it Tulsa Police? Wow, I didn't even know what to say to that. And I guess just a bit ago, somebody was, Mr. Perry called and whined because I called him stupid. Dana Loesch called somebody stupid. She does all the time. Stupid and idiot. And it is political for her because it's usually a Democrat she's calling those names. What in the world? You know, you're like the bullies. Bullies go around and bully and bully and bully and bully and bully. And they're horrible. And they do the unthinkable. And when somebody finally just pops them right back in the face, now all of a sudden, they're all tears and all girled up. And they're all, woe is me. And everybody's like, oh my God, I want to throw up. You got to be shitting me. You have done some egregious, horrible, disgusting, repulsive things that have changed lives, turned them upside down, blew lives up. And you think you being called stupid because you did that is the problem? Dear Lord God, that is not the problem. It's not even kind of the problem. What about, here's the thing. Mr. Perry feels like he's entitled to a lie, and he types that in my phone all the time. I need a lie. I need a lie. I need food and shelter. You're depriving me of basic rights and needs for something you are not legally entitled to and should be in jail for trying to do that. So when you say stuff like that and then you pretend you're a victim because I called you stupid or somebody working with me called you stupid, you got to understand how that does not sit well with everybody else. You're a rapist getting kicked off me for 9 years. I had to leave Dallas in September 2014 because Mr. Perry made my life unbearable. Absolutely unbearable. Now, I decided after I moved the second time, I'm not going to move again. We're not going to just run around like that for the rest of our lives. I'll kick your ass. And no one's done that harder than I have. And it started, as far as you know, with the McNamara email. We quoted you verbatim, planning a crime. You so deeply upset and disturbed the people that you said it to, here's what I'm going to do to her, that we got it. We found out. We found out you had Huntington's disease. We found out you drugged Mike. We found out you told Gene Mitchell to throw his client, Mike Neely, under the bus. Fuck him over in court. Make up some bullshit story that doesn't even make sense. Okay? We found all that out. And it wasn't up to you, was it? You don't have a Fabian puzzle. I have a Fabian puzzle. You can't name even one of my people in 9 years. I've named about, 10, 15? Every time you cause a profound loss, boy, how do we start getting all that shit in? And that's the same thing that those are the results you chose. And you choose them every day. So, we thought for sure it was Little John helping her. And we've called Tristan, and he swears up and down Cindy and Brandon aren't talking. And like it's any of your business, whether we are or are not. Or if it's Little John or not. It's not your business. Call him and tell him, stop stopping your crime. And then Mr. Perry's asked me, is it Macy's? Get this is how wacky. He does have Huntington's disease. And we found that out because I'm broke, and people are sick of that. We have to repeat ourselves all the time. People are sick of that. His contact makes my skin crawl, and everybody's sick of that. He doesn't get to invade my privacy, and he does it anyway, and everybody's sick of that. So we found out he has Huntington's disease. That was the result he chose. That causes paranoia, psychosis, delusion, and hallucinations. So I'm getting weird questions. Is it Macy's? Is it Medicare? Is it the aliens from Roswell? Is it shapeshifters? Is it Little John? Is it your parents? Is it, bizarre stuff. Macy's. Can you imagine? Medicare. And I'm like, call him and tell him stop stopping your crime. So, call Little John, tell him stop stopping your crime. And then hold your breath. Yep. Everybody else is horrified by you. Just like this guy is. You do not force somebody to do something they don't want to do. You don't force yourself on somebody that doesn't like you. You get some manners and some dignity in class and some etiquette and decorum, and you move the fuck on like everybody fucking else can do.
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes. First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
That's okay, I don't care. Leave me alone. All you want. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman's giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is big.
That's okay. I don't care.
6 times she had to say, leave me the fuck alone. And Crazy Neil here asked her about her clothes, which no one cares what he thinks about her clothes. He wasn't asked. And Perry is the same thing. You talk about what you think and this and that, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't ask you and I don't want to hear it. I want you to fuck off. Don't contact me. I fucking hate it. I do not care what you think. You need a lie, and no one cares. We're all sick of hearing about how you need a lie. I need food and shelter, basic rights and needs, and for you to fuck off me, rapist. Stop raping me. You have a pretend love life. No woman's trying to hold your hand. You're using my body against my will for your pretend love life, and you are to stop it. You stop it. Get out of my privacy. You don't have a choice. As much as we quote you guys, and I have names and you got nothing like that, why in the world do you think you have a choice? No one understands why you think you do. All of you delusional? I found out I was trafficked. No other victims has that information before you do it. But I have it. And because I have it, why is it you think you have a choice when you're told to stop it? What you're doing is a very serious criminal act. Stop. You're caught. You're caught every time you try to do it to me. So, we're at a law. Who the fuck, what in the... And so if you're called stupid, I'm sorry if that hurts your little feelings. You're trying to make me go somewhere I don't want to go and be raped every day and tortured every day. And I said no, and it's illegal for you to do that. And you're about to go to prison. As much as we have, when you're told stop it, why do you think you have a choice, sir? Why do you think that? You got a mental illness. You have absolutely no reason to think that.
That's okay. I don't care. Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What, are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave.
Okay. I also assert my constitutional rights. Equal protection, First Amendment, any and all constitutional rights. I have the right not to be harassed by an offender, a sex offender, and a cop killer, allegedly. I have the right to my privacy. I have the right to not be trafficked if I don't want to be trafficked, and I've said no, and you're coercing. You're trying to starve me until I lie, starve me into being trafficked. I said no. I've said no every day since I found out that's what you were doing. No means no. Get the fuck off me. You don't have the right to coerce. You don't have the right to force. You don't have the right to kidnap. You don't have the right to do shit. Get the hell out of my life. Get the fuck out of it. I have the right to my basic needs. What opened the case, I'm going to repeat myself the fuck again. What opened the case to begin with was human rights violations, the deprivation of food and shelter. I need food and shelter. You don't need a lie. You're not entitled to a lie. And you don't have a lie. If I know before that you're trying to traffic me, then you don't have a lie. Okay? Don't wonder why people call you stupid. Okay? You've been called a lot worse than that, sir, behind your back by people other than me and anybody I know. You gotta hear it. People make fun of you all the time because you're a weirdo. You're deviant. You're very cruel. And so people make fun of you. It's called the normal reaction to a very abnormal situation. It isn't normal to want to sit around all day and bother people that have done nothing to you and ruin their life. And they've done nothing to you. So, what you're seeing when someone calls you a name is a normal reaction to an abnormal situation. You make people feel very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. All of you do. Because what you're doing is very cruel, and it's not normal to want to hurt people. It makes everybody else uncomfortable. Just like that. This guy's making her uncomfortable. It makes everybody watching this uncomfortable. Everybody would like Neil to stop. Everybody would like Charles to stop. And Dave and your whole crew of Strango. Stop. What everybody's not uncomfortable with is that sometimes out of the frustration you get called a name or two. And like I said, you've been called a lot worse by people that are not, they're not in the need to know. They're people you know.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want.
Okay, so I assert equal protection to all the laws I just said. Against the crime. The laws are put there to protect me from those crimes. Perjury, fraud in court, harassment, invasion of my privacy, hacking, peeping, attempted murder, assault and battery, obstruction of justice, destruction of evidence, attempted murder? Yeah. Okay. The locals aren't getting the job done. Somebody else is. I have the right to the laws protecting me against being sex trafficked and exploitation. Those are very, very deviant, very, very sick, fucked up crimes. I have the right to food and shelter. You do not have the right to deprive me of it. You don't have the right to coerce. You don't have the right to do shit. So, when you get caught and told on, those are the results you chose. You choose them every day and you have for a decade. And it's piling up higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. It adds up. And at this point, people are going, anything he does is going to be seen as just one more thing he did to hurt Cynthia. One more thing he pissed off everybody with. Yep. Hang on. Okay, this is how wacky Perry is. When I just said hang on, so that you hang on, because I'm going to change the page, Mr. Perry took that as a secret romantic advance, and it's not meant to be one. I'm telling people who are listening to my podcast, hang on a second while I change the page, and he actually took that wrong. But he shouldn't know anything about what I'm doing right now. This isn't a conversation. I'm recording a podcast in the privacy of where I am located right now, where I have the reasonable expectation of privacy. He doesn't have my consent to know what I'm doing right now. Via hack, via anything. Stalking is a felony. Hacking is a felony. Peeping is a felony. So, I told you I don't like you. Fuck off. And that's that. And I've said it every day for a decade. I left. I moved to get away from you. I moved twice. Nobody's picking the fight. You're in Oklahoma, where I live, causing catastrophic loss to citizens in a state where you don't live, and they've done nothing to you at all. Terrorizing people. I'm one of them. My family, my friends, people you shouldn't know a fucking thing about. I didn't invite you here. Nobody did. I used to have this neighbor. Okay, I had this neighbor in Vegas, and he went to prison. So, there was this one lady on the street that would, like, had a boring life and would go bother people all day. She would come over to my house uninvited and fucking not leave. And that's you. You're the same way. And she was the nosiest bitch on the planet. Aside from Connie Curry. Her and Connie are pretty close to the same. Okay, so she'd come over and just not fucking leave. And I had a business to run. Tristan at that time was 6 years old, and that school district sucked, so I was homeschooling him. I'm not very good at homeschool, but I could do a 6-year-old. And so Dennis was not in school yet. Dennis is 4 years younger than Tristan, so he was still a baby. So I had a baby to take care of too. And this woman would come and suck away my time. And I was getting irritated. I didn't invite you here. Please, and then you can't get her to leave. So there had been, one of the neighbors was bragging about how much money he had. And I figured out within 5 minutes of talking to him, because that's what I'm good at, he didn't fucking have shit. And I said that to her. He doesn't have any money. He's full of crap. He's a fucking con artist. Well, one day when I finally had enough of her doing that, and I said, I have stuff to do. I have, like, a business to run and kids to take care of. I have shit to do. You cannot come over here every day uninvited and stay until all damn day. I have shit to do. You need to go do stuff too, your own shit. Oh my God, she got pissed off and ran down to his house and told him what I said, and he comes running down to my house with his damn bank statements like he had something to prove. And I was like, oh, holy crap. By this time, I was at my office. He comes up and screams and yells and is throwing these papers at my nanny and the kids. And my nanny calls me and she's like, this crazy man is, like, can you hear him yelling? And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, what in the hell? Do you want me to call the cops? And I go, no, put him on the phone. He gets on the phone and I go, what is your problem? Well, you said I didn't have any money and I have money and I'm going to show you. And I go, oh my God, I fucking don't even care. Listen, get the hell away from my nanny. I'm at work. I'll be home in a couple of hours. I'll come down to your house and you yell at me, stay the fuck away from my nanny. He was like, okay. I go to his house. He's got all his papers and he's trying to show me he's got money. And I'm like, dude, I don't fucking care. I really don't. You know what I care about, though, is if you're lying about stuff like that. Because then it causes me to question your character. Your kids are playing with my kids. My kids come over to your house and they play. And your kids come over to my house and they play. And your kids are welcome at my house anytime. But my kids may not be coming over here if you're lying about shit. Because I don't know that I would trust you with my kids. My most precious thing that I have in my life. So that's the question. That's what I have a problem with, is that you're lying. Not how much money do you have. I really don't give a fuck. I'd rather you tell me I'm broke and be honest about it than bullshit. And that's it. That's all that the whole conversation with Sonia was about. Sonia's a nosy body. She doesn't have a life. So she comes over and bothers everybody else all damn day. And they agreed. Yep, that's true. That's completely true. That she does that. And that's you, Charles. You just like her. You just bother everybody all day because you don't have a life. But the thing is you do it, and she did it in an annoying way, wasn't criminal. You do it in a criminal way. You do something illegal, you go to jail in this country. That's how that works. We're not going to have a civilized society if there's just mayhem. And everybody just does whatever the fuck they want and hurts whoever they want, and nobody cares how bad they hurt. And I demand a lie. You don't get a lie. If I'm quoting you, and I know you trafficked me before you actually trafficked me, then you're caught. You didn't get away with shit, did ya? You don't have a lie. Everybody knows. We found out. If we found out, there's no lie. It's gone. It's over. And it happens every day to you, since you do it to me. I shouldn't have to say that. Here's the thing. I should not have to say that. You should be able to see that. Anybody. And if you can't see that, then there's something wrong with your intellect. So, Anyways, the thing is after I said that, the rest of the neighbors got very upset with me. How dare you say such nice, horrible things about such a nice, such a nice family? And I was like, oh my God, wow. Okay, so we moved. And about 2 months after we moved, my ex-husband went to the store and comes home and he goes, you're not going to believe this. I ran into Daisy at the grocery. Angelo's in prison. You are right. And they're getting a divorce. She's trying to raise the 3 kids by herself. They have moved to a 1-bedroom apartment. 3 kids in a 1-bedroom apartment. She's got 2 jobs. You were right. He's a fucking crook. And I was like, yeah, I know. I'm fucking good at what I do. Anyways, I talked to him all of 5 minutes. So he did. He went to prison, and he's back now. If you Google him, he's still saying the same bullshit he always said. It's funny as hell. I'm like, wow, you didn't learn a thing in prison. So he definitely makes himself look way more important than he is, and he'll probably end up back there. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna predict he's gonna end up back in prison. Anyways, Mr. Perry, didn't ask you what you think. I said, get out of my phone. This is not a conversation. You're really invading my privacy right now, and it's making me want to throw up. It's just making me throw up. He types in my other phone, and I don't want to hear it. I really fucking get out of my phone. You don't have my consent to hack me. I don't want to talk to you. This is not a conversation. There's no hints. There's no secret love messages. Delusional. You seriously need to have a conversation with your doctor about this crap. It's embarrassing to me that you do that. I don't feel anything for you but deep, deep disgust. You make my skin crawl. You just fucking make my skin crawl. That you're bullshitting yourself, Mr. Perry. Everybody's tired of that. Everybody's sick of your pretend love life. You're bothering us, everybody else with it. I don't feel anything for you but sickened. You repulse me. I'm not in love with you. And, please leave me alone. Stay the fuck away from me and leave me alone. So, Angelo goes to prison. Then, we move and the kids are actually now at a different school. But one of the neighbors was a teacher at the new school they moved to. And we run into them at an event. I think it was like Oktoberfest or something. It's like the Halloween something. And they come up to me and they're like, we're so sorry we treated you like that. Because you were right, we should have listened. We almost went to jail too. We let him put our names on some of his businesses. So we almost went to jail with him. We really had to talk, get an attorney and talk to, I think they had to talk with the FBI or something. And whoever the law enforcement, I believe it was FBI, to help explain to them we didn't have anything to do with his criminal activity. We just, we thought it was legit. We didn't know. So we should have listened to you because you were right. And we're sorry we were shitty to you. We shouldn't have been. I mean, they were mean. They were like, how dare you say that about them? They're such nice people, blah, blah, blah. Angelo Giordano. I mean, you can Google it. So he was my neighbor. And if you'll notice when he's kind of giving his bio, there's about 5 years missing. He was in jail. He was in prison. And I caught stuff in a 5-minute conversation. The point of the thing is that you're that person that comes uninvited and you can't get them, won't fucking leave. And you're boring and you don't have a life. And everybody else is very busy. Because we do have one. And everybody's sick and tired of having to deal with it. I left to get away from you. You weren't invited here. And you've been told, leave me alone. It's insane. Look at this. The insanity of having to repeat that.
That's okay. I don't care. Leave me alone. I don't want to pray for this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How can you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want to pray for this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How can you dress like this? What, are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
Tell you why.
I don't want proof of this.
Okay, now, there's been so many of this. Pull her over, pull her over. So much going on for so long. Mr. Perry, you are caught. It is an abuse of power. You cannot target me and then use my phone to hack me to find out where I'm going to be to pull me over. You're caught. That is illegal to do that. He's typing in my phone. Yeah, we're going to have you pulled over. Oh my God. Wow. Okay, so this, there is so much of this. Look at that. Fucking just took my taillight out to have me pulled over in Manford. The police woke me up. Not Manford police. The guys that won't call you back. They're not going to dignify you with fuck. When they arrest you, then you meet him then. He was going to try to help you. You don't want his help. Because the stipulation for that was, get the hell out of her life, and she's not to be broke again. Period. Or I don't help you. Now, the longer you drag this on, there's less I can do. I'm never going to help you. I fucking can't stand you. I want you gone. So, they woke me up and said, go check your light. He had it pulled out. And I texted my attorney. Yep. And then I went and changed my light because they were right. It was out. And that has gone on and on and on and on and on. And Perry drags it on and tries to do it again and again and again. And he gets caught. Look at all the times he's gotten caught. Over and over. It's the same old, same old. Mr. Perry does the same thing and expects different results. Over and over. And he gets caught. Over and over. He's caught again and 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 again and again. All of this. This is a lot. That's a lot of times to be caught asking a cop to pull me over, to target me, and it's corruption, and everybody's sick of that. Okay? Now there's a whole fucking album. See? A whole fucking album just about the pullover phone calls. Yeah. Then there's the sex trafficking. You're caught, sir. It's a crime. Coercion is too. We found all this out because when you contact me, I fucking hate it. When I'm broke, Mike's in jail, you're causing problems and drama and loss, everybody gets mad at you. We can't understand why in the fuck you would do that. So we get more. Before you do it, not after. Okay? You're not all there. You need to call your nurse or your special ed teacher or something, because you need somebody to explain what it means that we have this. You can tell you have no idea. It's very important that you figure that out. Why is it you think people are telling on you? Why is it you think we can get information like this from inside your criminal organization and nobody will tell you fuck? Get a nurse to explain it to you. I'm done with that. I'm fucking done. It isn't my responsibility to try to help you understand what everybody else can understand without help. You get a professional. That's not my area of expertise. My area of expertise is sting-opping. I just sting-opped a cop, okay? I'm really good at what I do. Didn't I tell one of your guys, you better get somebody CIA level or they're not going to keep up with me. And they're not. Okay? This is how I look at this. I mean, I suck at everything, but I'm good at that. Okay? I do it in my sleep. I just do it. I don't even have to think about it. And yeah, two of them didn't do the right thing when they pulled me over. They didn't handle the thing right. And we got domestic violence problems, and you're part of that problem. Okay? And everybody's sick of that. 44% increase in murders, not impressive. Not even a little. The only thing we think about is results. What's the numbers look like? Did you get them down? That's the goal. Meet your goal. Okay? Protect life, relieve suffering. That's the job, right? Okay, I'm not a cop, but I'm something. It's different when you do it to me. I get the information before you do it, not after. This is pretty detailed shit right here. Okay, why do you think we got that? He doesn't know. He fucking doesn't have any idea. Mark, I can't talk to your client. He's crazy. And he's not all there. I'm not a special ed teacher. I don't have the finger paints. You gotta call somebody who's a professional at talking with somebody with mental illness and mental... okay, actually, here's the thing. We said there are two things going on in Mr. Perry's mind long ago. My shrink said he can't reason cognitively, even as my first grade students do. He's got Alzheimer's or senile dementia or something, or both. And he needs an examination by some elder care physicians and a shrink. I'm seeing two things happen here. I'm seeing symptoms of severe mental illness, and I'm seeing symptoms of severe mental retardation. Okay, so what we have here, now that we know it's Huntington's disease, we didn't know that 3-4 years ago, we do now. We find that out when the more cruel you get to me. Pisses everybody off. People with a lot of power that want me to be okay. They don't just want me to be okay, they want me to be happy. I'm not happy if you're in my life. I'm sleeping in my car, you took all my money. No one would be. You took everything I own, ran all my family off. No one would like you for that. And see, most people wouldn't have to be told. They just know. So our shrink's like, I'm seeing symptoms of mental retardation, severe. I'm seeing symptoms of severe mental illness. What disease is that? And we don't know at this time. This was 3-4 years ago. Then we find out it's Huntington's disease. And of course, then everybody's first it was, why is he doing that to her? Why the fuck is he putting her through this? And then the next thing we know is, how did she find out about his Huntington's disease? Because you pissed everybody off being cruel to me. People don't like cruelty. They don't like suffering. They fucking don't like it. I don't know how many different ways I can say the same fucking thing. Well, okay, so here's what goes along with Huntington's disease. You got the mental illness, which is the psychosis, the delusions, the hallucinations, and then you got the cognitive reasoning problems, and that's the mental retardation component. So you have both. She was right. She was dead on the money. She always is. And she said there's some other guys working with him that have convinced themselves they're not mentally ill. And you can't hurt someone on purpose and not be mentally ill. When I talk to them, I'll tell you exactly what disease they've got. They've got something. Something's wrong with you if you're able to hurt another person on purpose. Mr. Perry, when you contact me, we get more of this because I fucking hate it. When you invade my privacy, we get more inside information like this because I fucking hate it. All of that. Okay? This brought us Calvin is bald and fat and he's a dick. Did you see Calvin running and crying because he got called a dick? Maybe he did. I mean, I don't know. And everything. He took everything she has. She's sleeping in her car. He made her, in retaliation for her testimony for Mike Neely, he made her sleep in her car by herself, spend Christmas alone in her car by herself. What in the hell kind of monster does that? What in the fuck kind of monster does that? And he's mad because she called him stupid? You gotta be kidding me with this. I'm sorry, but that's not the problem. The problem is, what kind of monster makes a woman spend Christmas alone in her car, retaliating against her for helping a police officer? Perry, I don't care what you think. Did I ask you? That's not at all what I said. What I said is, don't fucking contact me because I fucking hate it. Everybody's sick of this. Everybody's sick of you. You're an imposition and a burden. Everybody just wants to go away. You were never invited here, ever. This right here, we got all of this. Here's the pullover thing again. We got tired of him asking us to pull her over. I'm not going to harass that girl. I've got other stuff to do. He told you, didn't he? Yeah, he told you more than once, from what I was told. All of this, every time you contact me, we get more. We find out something else. Every penny you take from me, every day I'm broken in my car, every relationship you fuck up, we get more of these because you are pissing off all the wrong people, and you're pissing off a lot. And the victims matter, not you. My right to food and shelter matters, not your need for a lie. You're not entitled to a lie. I am entitled to food and shelter. And when you deprive me of it, then we get more of this. The viscosity thing. Again, get out of my fucking phone. Mr. Perry, get the hell out of my fucking phone. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you, ever. Have I ever helped you? Why would I do that? Mark, get the fucker some help. He cannot contact me anymore, Mark. It's going to get to a point where you're liable too. And his family. Restrain your client. Okay, get him the fuck out of my phone. See, okay, this oil viscosity thing, here's the thing. Oh my God, okay, here's the thing. Please get out of my phone, Mr. Perry. Just get out of it. I'm going to put this on hold for a minute because I'm getting pissed. Okay, see this viscosity thing? Okay, here's the thing. My question was, what the fuck kind of oil do I put in my car? It's a little low. Okay, this guy's got a car dealership that he's had for years. Okay, so my guess is most people get the answer of, 1030 or 1040 or 2030 or whatever. Quick answer, right? Or look on the oil cap. I'm not sure. Look at this rant here about me using the word viscosity. Why the focus on that? That's a little strange and inappropriate, don't you think? Okay, so, and then we got this, Mr. Perry. Every contact you make with me, we get more. We find out something else. Because it pisses everybody off. You're showing very, very great disrespect for the law, for a civilized society, and for my rights, my legal rights. I don't want to hear from you. Shut up and leave me alone. Okay, every time you take my money and every day I'm broke and Mike's in jail, you're violating more of our rights. The right to be protected from guys like you who would wish us harm. That's why those laws are there. I apply and assert equal protection of those laws. There's no tolerance for misogyny and gender discrimination, TPD. Not now. Get off Noah's Ark. Get the fuck off Noah's Ark. Okay, so there's all this that came from Mr. Perry making unwanted contact with me and violating me in some way, shape, or form. Oh my God. Violating the law. I have no idea why he's doing that, but that's not normal. It doesn't normally do that. Violating me, and I don't care. Whatever it is he's trying to say doing that, I just don't fucking give a fuck. What I don't like is he's in my phone. So, because I said get the fuck out of my phone. I have the right to my phone not being hacked. So I assert that right. Equal protection, blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows the thing. Okay, so, this is, look at that. Take the car, put her in a shelter so I can get her computer and her driver's license. We'll get one of those homeless people to take it. Then she can't do her schoolwork anymore. She won't get any more school money, and she'll be easier to traffic. What they do is they'll rip women down to about nothing. Ruin all their relationships, ruin their job, make sure they don't find another job. Now, David, prove me wrong. Prove out all of our recordings or not. That's up to you. Give me more I told you so's. That's up to you. You choose your results. Because you're seeing things happen you've not seen before also. Okay? You want to do it, do it. But make sure that when you choose the result, that you can live with that. I didn't pick a fight with you, did I? I don't even know why that's here. I think that was probably... Well, maybe it says why it's here. Oh, they wanted me back in Jinx to have Jinx pull me over. So that's why this one's here. I'm not sure why this one's here. No, maybe that's not right. Let me see. Oh, I know what I was trying to do. Okay, see South Tulsa. I work in South Tulsa, primarily. And, so, like, they shut it off. They shut down the app. Charles turns it off, just shuts it off and closes it out. So then when you try to go back on, there's nothing available. See how it's gray? There's nothing available. You can't get back on. You got to schedule. Okay, now I can drive back up to here where it's busy, Midtown, but that's going to cost me more gas, and he knows that. And a lot of times, you know, I don't know how much they know about, probably more than I want to know they know, but they know it's going to cost me more gas to drive up here where it's busy. So I don't, you know, so he knows when he shuts it off, that's going to cause a problem where there's no more openings down South Tulsa where I'm working, so I got to drive up and it's going to cost me more gas. Very, very frustrating. Very frustrating. So I think that's what I was trying to, the point I was making. And they did it 3 times yesterday. Is that what that was? Yesterday? Yeah, 3 times in one day. Just shut it off. I was pissed. So I'm trying to make money. I'm just trying to work. And you got a hacker that's kind of keep you from making money. Because I'm easier to traffic if I'm broke and alone. And he thinks he's fooling people. And we're like, who are you fooling? I mean, we're not stupid. Are you stupid? I mean, nobody else is stupid. We all know what you're doing. It's criminal. Yeah. And then, by the way, the more you do it to me, the more you get caught. These are serious crimes. The life sentence is trafficking, Mr. Perry. You act like you fucking just can't understand a word I say. Okay, so there's that. I think that's what that was all about. All of these we got here. Every time you contact me, we get more. Is that what you wanted? Every minute my privacy is invaded, we get more. Is that what you wanted? Every time you cause me a loss, problem, drama, hardship, the longer I'm broke, the longer Mike's in jail, the more of these we get. We find out one more thing, and then one more thing, and then one more. Is that what you wanted? It must be. You do the same thing every day, and you get the same results. Yeah. Okay, you're not wanted, you're not loved, you're told on. Okay, why'd you blink that? I don't even know what the fuck that means. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Everybody's sick of hearing you talk at all. Or blinking my phone, or whatever it is, weird shit you do. Fucked up shit. Get on my phone. Okay, so because Officer Neely is accused of beating someone to death, just 6 days after he took a vandalism report that we weren't sure was stalking related or not, he had to investigate it. And he has not a mark on him. Mr. Perry, shut the hell up. Will you please just shut up? You seem to think I care what you think, and no one understands why you think that. Mental illness. Okay, so Officer Neely took a police report from me and is accused of beating someone to death so hard his head came off. Internal decapitation was one of the causes of death, and yet he has nothing on him, not a mark. Okay, so he was going to investigate a car vandalism report that may or may not be stalking related. Okay, now look at Jodi Arias and Travis Alexander. You have car vandalism, and the next escalation was murder in the first degree. Planned. And then this time only you have a cop. And I'm not okay with that. And a lot of people with a lot of power are not okay with that. So we found out that he was drugged before anybody else said it. And we found out, see, that's March. Depots weren't taken until May. And we found out his attorney was going to lie. And I said it in October. He hadn't made his legal argument yet. That wasn't until March of the following year. And yet here I am in October. Don't lie. Right here, I texted him. Don't fucking lie. Charles, will you please shut up? I don't care what you think. I didn't ask you. I didn't invite you to Oklahoma. I didn't tell you could hack me and peep on me, did I? Get the fuck out of my life, please. This isn't a conversation. It's a damn podcast. Get out of my phone. That's my address confidentiality card that my car dealer got. I said, look, here it is. Nobody is to know anything at all about my business with you. Because it could get me killed. And now he's got a viscosity rant that doesn't make any sense. Instead of just, oh, look on the cap, or it's, 2030 or whatever the fuck it is. If it was somebody else, I'm pretty sure there wouldn't be a viscosity rant, would there? Yep. Okay. So, I got this, Mr. Perry. That's a crime right there. What I do and where I live isn't your business. By the way, when we get all this stuff, before you do it, it's not up to you. It isn't up to any of you. Yeah, we've always controlled the flow of information. Always. It's never been up to you. So what day are they going to arrest you? See, that's not up to you either. What are all the charges going to be? A lot of coercion, a lot of grand larceny with intent to coerce, a lot of interference with contracts and commerce with intent to coerce, a lot of stuff like that. deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. Those type of charges will be hitting you. I mean, what day will that happen? It's not up to you. It's not up to TPD either, by the way. So, I mean, when I'm quoting you, and you think you still have a choice when you're told to get the fuck out of my life, we think it's funny as fuck. You think you have a choice. That speaks to the delusion. Our shrink thinks Mr. Perry needs to be hospitalized immediately. That his delusion is that bad and that out of control. And my guys, when I got this, it wasn't up to you, was it? You don't have a Fabian puzzle. I do. You don't have anybody helping us. You don't have their names at all. I've got Geppetto, Bald Fat Calvin, Hacker Sanjay, Geppetto's the Witch, Lucius. Lucius, you're the one in my phone and computer. Get out of it. You're the one in it a lot. Get the fuck out of it. You don't have my consent for that. When we got it, your name, was it up to you? It was not. And so whatever date is you're arrested, that's not up to you either, is it? Mr. Perry, when you contact me, we get more. Is that what you wanted? When I'm broke, the longer I'm broke, the more we get. Is that what you wanted? You're not entitled to a lie. I am entitled to food and shelter. And, okay, so all this stuff, God dang it. All this stuff, it's creepy as fuck when people get in your phone and start typing shit. Let's see. All of this, when I'm, you know. Okay, so there was that. And then, let's see. Okay, so here's the stupid one. Mr. Perry actually called someone. She called me stupid. After he's blown up my life, I'm sleeping in my car. He took everything I owned. He's tried to kill me 2, 3, 4 times. He's threatened me with starvation or lie. Starve or lie. Or go be raped and tortured every day for the rest of your life. Caused unimaginable harm. Unimaginable harm. Assault and battery, my guy calls it. Every day, she's being deprived of food and shelter. I'm going to call that assault and battery because you expressed intent to cause bodily injury in doing so. If you hadn't expressed intent to cause bodily injury in doing so, I may not be able to make that work, but because you did, I think I can. Our prosecutor said. So, his big concern is not who he hurt or how bad he hurts them. His big concern is that he got called stupid. And we're all like, wow, that is not, I'm sorry, but of the important things here, that's not on the list, sir, for everybody else. You're not the victim here. You're making people want to barf all over you. That you would do the shit you've done. And put people through the hell you've put us through. And you're breaking laws that were intended to protect us from that kind of conduct. And it is inappropriate. And it is offensive. And it is a disgust. And so we can get information and you cannot. And you ask me every day, all day long. Is it this? Is it that? Is it Z? Is it your mom? Is it your dad? Is it Little John? And everybody's like, I'm like, oh my God, I will never help you. I will never. I'm broke and you're invading my privacy in a very vulgar way and you think I'm gonna help you, you are off your nut. My guy said he will help you after you're out of my life and I'm not broke anymore and I have food and shelter. And until that happens, he's not gonna do shit. I'll never help you. I can't wait till you're gone. I fucking can't stand you. I fucking hate it when you try to contact me. I fucking hate it. It's, ugh. You are nasty. You're just sliming your ick all over everybody else. And we're all tired of that. Okay? So your little complaint that you got called stupid is unbelievable. You got a lot of nerve. So I'm listening to Dana Loesch. She calls somebody stupid pretty much on a daily basis. Or idiot. And usually it's a Democrat. So it's political. What are you going to do about that, huh? We don't even have words for this, Mr. Perry. We don't even know what to say. You need to fucking be in a damn nursing home. That's all I don't even know what to say. What in the hell Jesus. So, this guy stalked before he murdered. And that murder was heinous. Heinous. So, I said a long time ago, even if it's not like a regular ongoing stalking situation like this one, anybody who is going to do a premeditated murder is going to watch the victim to plan the most opportune time to commit the murder. There's going to be stalking involved. BTK said he stalked first and did exactly that. That's probably where I got that from. I was raised by cops, so it's hard for me to know what did I get it from him or from them or where I don't know. I don't even know. I also, everybody can watch Forensic Files and CSI Las Vegas. Well, when we lived in Vegas, oh my gosh, we were very, very big fans of Las Vegas CSI. Pretty much until Grissom left. Once Grissom left, we kind of got busy on other things and didn't watch it as much. But when Grissom was on, and still now it's back on, and Grissom was my favorite. I really liked the character. So I watched it pretty closely while he was on, and then once he's off again. I kind of quit. Anyways, he was just more interesting than the other characters were. So he had a lot of they did a lot of bug etymology in determining times of death, and one of the guys got kidnapped, and they actually found him, I believe, by etymology. I think there was a bug or something that they found, and they found the kind of dirt that the bug was in, and they figured out that it was at a nursery on such and such side of town, and they were able to rescue their kidnapped CSI guy. Anyways, so and that stuff has always interested me because I like crime solving. In case you can't tell, I just like it. It's just something I can do, and I grew up in it. So that's something that I find of interest. The thing that patrol has to do, I've made the joke or whatever you want to call it. That they have to take the kind of call that was like, we went over there and she went over here and he kicked his teeth out and then she slapped him and then he pulled my wig off and then he threw it in the dumpster. Then I pull it out and it got boogers all over the ketchup and then I slap him with it and then he hit me and then she kicked him and then we run over there, then we run over here and then we all decide, okay, we go to Taco Bell. So we go to Taco Bell and we get 5 tacos and we get home and there's only 3. And that's why we call you, officer. Taco Bell, rip us off. And, I could not even, that's just not, that's not all the kind of calls they get, but I couldn't, not my thing. What my thing is, like, talking to somebody and getting information, and what I did with the officer the other night is lay a foundation. I'm laying a foundation here that you've told me that you can do domestic violence calls, and you're on one. I just pretty much told you you're on one. And you're not keeping up with me here. And you're not asking me more questions than you really should. You have the legal obligation to enforce the laws of the state of Oklahoma. I'm telling you, I'm a victim of crime. I'm telling you, this pullover is part of that crime. That the pullover has a but-for cause. Legal standard. But for my stalker taking my money on purpose to have me pulled over. And you're sitting here waiting for me I'm not out of a parking lot yet. How'd you know I was going to be here? I need more information too. But right now, you need a lot more information because I'm telling you I'm a victim of domestic violence and here's what happened. And you're not asking me any other questions. And you should have absolutely asked me a lot more questions. So, I'm going to lay that foundation of what is your responsibility. I'm going to lay that foundation right here and right now. And the rest of it, we're going to have to deal with in traffic court. And the first part I need to know is, okay, you're not traffic, you're patrol. So you can take the kind of domestic violence call. Yes, you can. Okay. And I'm being harassed right now. Well, you can take that call? I can. And yet you're not. I laid that foundation. And I knew how to do it. And he had no fucking idea what I was doing. Did he? Did you guys sit him down and ask him, did you know what she was doing? And my guess is he goes, no, I had no idea that's what she was doing. And so that I'm good at. Like, that's exactly what I'm really good at. And I promise you, not a whole lot of people can keep up with that. And they won't know, you won't know it. And when I'm talking to Gene Mitchell, and what's the other guy's name? Travis Myers, I knew that Mr. Perry is trying to make a false claim that he's being harassed. And I knew that he was going to use Gene and Travis to do it. So, when I'm being deposed, I'm not divulging to them that I knew Mike Neely was drugged and that you're going to make a false claim in your legal argument, Mr. Mitchell, because Mr. Perry's being investigated by cops. I didn't say that. If you notice, I withheld that intentionally. I'm waiting for them to ask me, how did you know that? If you're an attorney and you're trying to get all the information you can for court, why would you not ask that question? How did you know Mike was drugged before we had taken depositions of first responders? Not one of them asked me that. That should have been the first question. It would have been my first question. But guess what their question was? Can you confirm your email address? And you sent me a whole bunch of emails. I don't have time to read them. And I said, actually, I didn't. I sent you 5, Gene. And guess what else, Gene? I did the last one, said, I'm sending you a lot of evidence in these 5 emails that you might need for your client to make the case. I don't know what you're going to need and not. I'm going to send you all of it, and then you decide what you need. And don't use what you don't need, and I mean, at least you have it. So, but here's the thing. There's a shit ton more, and I don't want to bog down your email. I'm going to set up a Dropbox. And then I set up a Dropbox for him. So your assertion that there's a bunch of emails is bullshit, but that's something Charles might want you to say. Because Charles is making a false claim of harassment. That's something that he might want to perpetrate a fraud, use Mr. Mitchell. She sent me a bunch of emails. I didn't have time for that. Which wasn't true, first of all. Second of all, right now, let's talk about your client. Because all the emails are to help your client. Why else would I email you? I don't know you from Adam. I don't live in Florida. I don't have anything to do with you. I wouldn't email you. Unless we're trying to help your client. Okay? Well, right now, you're not helping your client. Let's help your client. Don't you think it would be important to know things like, how did she know my client was drugged in order to get in touch with the Florida State's Attorney in March when depositions had not been taken yet? They weren't taken till May. How did she know to get in touch with me and say, your legal argument isn't plausible? Because I hadn't made it yet. But yet nobody asked me that question. And I didn't volunteer it up. I'm waiting for them to ask me that question, because if they don't ask me the question, they're not on. That's going to link, what that's going to do for me is link Mr. Perry to corruption and the murder. Murder and the cover-up thereafter. Because why is Mr. Mitchell and Mr. Myers asking me questions that are pertinent to Mr. Perry's fraudulent claim of harassment? What do they have to do with Charles? Right? Why are they asking me about that? Why are they trying to get information for him? See, if they had nothing to do with the murder, they're not going to care about that, about those two in Florida. So I have a process and I have a system, and that's part of it. Anyways, so in other words, you need to take stalking very seriously, TPD. You got 44% increase in murders of domestic violence victims since 2020 in Oklahoma, and you can't solve that until you sit down and talk about the problem. All right, why is that happening? Well, you got this problem, this problem, this problem. So, okay, so how do we fix those problems? And then find a solution, whatever they are. One of them is better improve interactions with domestic violence victims. I'll tell you that. Y'all suck at it. Take all the evidence, properly collect the evidence like you would on a murder. Because you might have a murder later on down the road if you don't. Yeah. Chief Miller's one of those murders. You didn't get my evidence collected on the arsenic, and that would have been an attempted murder. Mr. Perry would have been in jail and not around to kill Chief Miller years later. And had you got him on obstruction of justice and destruction of my evidence, same thing. He'd be in jail. and not around to hurt Chief Miller, right? My guys have a bigger case. You got 5 in your jurisdiction. Get your 5. A lot easier, don't you think? I think some of that, they were waiting to kind of step back and let you do your jurisdiction, and you've just failed. I think part of it is they didn't want to impose. It's getting to where they're kind of having to protect me from ending up. I'm not going to end up dead. Okay, so all of this, when you contact me, Mr. Perry, we get that. Every contact you make with me, it fucking pisses me off. I fucking hate it. Every minute my privacy is invaded, we get that. Every day I go without money and food, we get that. Yeah, that's the results you're choosing. If you even fucking know what I just said, he may not even... We're convinced sometimes he just flat out doesn't understand. He doesn't understand me at all. Doesn't understand anybody. And again, then it's the responsibility of his family and his attorneys to get him the proper health care. It's health care. He's a danger to himself and others, without question. We got that, and here's another pullover. Another cop complaining, I don't want to pull her over. Don't even ask me. I'm not going to harass this girl for you. We have other shit to do. Is that what he said? Matt Powell constantly looking for my address while Charles and Dave try to make sure I don't have one. Every time you contact me, every time you cause a problem for me, there's all the wrecks. TPD, you should have, your guy should, your lady, should never have told me, we don't take evidence here. That's not what we do here. And I'm like, today it is. Today it is what you do. We don't do that here. She goes, we don't take evidence. We don't do that here. And I looked at her and I go, today it is. Bye-bye. And I mailed it to Mr. Bender. All right, so you got all this, Mr. Perry. I think I can get you around the bond conditions was another one. Your guy said we got because you're contacting me and I'm broke. So we found out. And we're going, wow, what lie does he think he's going to tell to get him around the bond? I can't wait to hear that. Yeah, I think everybody's sick of the lies, too. And you need a lie. Yeah, I need food and shelter, okay? You need a lie. You need a lie, which means I'm telling the truth now. I need food and shelter. You're not entitled to a lie. I am entitled to food and shelter, though. And you're stealing from me, and everybody's pissed about it. So when we quote you, that's the results you chose. If you would like very much for, my guy to get in touch with you, then I have to have money, food and shelter, basic needs. I'm not asking for a mansion. I'm asking for basic needs, food and shelter. Because you're stealing my money. Lucky coined the phrase, get out of her wallet. Get your hands out of her wallet. Because even Manfred, you were taking my money, and he knew about it, and he told you, get your hands out of her wallet. And so we're telling you again, get your fucking nasty skank hands out of my wallet. Get out of my phone and fuck off. You're not wanted, you're not loved, you're told on. And told on, look at this. And told on, and told on, and told on, and told on, and told on. This right here is the letter to the U.S. Attorney. He's using law enforcement to harass me. That's how long that's been going on. And so you're told on, and told on, and told on. The more you do. You've never been quoted like this before, have you? Told on, wasn't up to you. Right? Told on. Mr. Powell never shuts up with the phone calls. We need her whereabouts. We need her address. Told on. Told on, and told on, and told on. Because people are sick and tired of this. End of you. Now, if you can't get it when I say it just like that, straight up, people are sick of you. I hate your guts. I'm fucking sick of feeling raped by a monster. I'm not going to be trafficked. You're not going to get a lie. If I'm talking about it, if we have one of these, your lie, that ship sailed. You're done. It's just what day are they handcuffing you? Okay? It's that simple. Now, leave me the fuck alone. Leave me, and nobody understands why in the hell you're running around going, she called me stupid. You blew up her life. She lost everything she has because of you. She's sleeping in her car. No one cares that you got called a name. Please. Really, sir. Please. Golly.
Leave me alone. I don't want to pray for this. Please leave me alone.
Amen. Leave women the fuck especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to, but even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. You need to leave her alone. And this is big.
That's okay. I don't care.
This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
You want,
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give
get
a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is that
the
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
You want,
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is that
the
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel?